that we really wanted to make a great training mode that not only explains the nuances of KI, but kind of fighting games in general, and using a lot, getting people up to speed on a lot of syntax that they might not be familiar with coming into the fighting game arena, right? You know, those of you that play fighting games already, you're already familiar with how frames and resets and everything like that work. Cross-ups, all of that, but a lot of people aren't, and so we're trying to be really good about teaching you about all of that stuff, and we have a really neat way of doing that through some of the lessons that help people get into learning all of the moves. And we have both basic and advanced player tutorials, so they cover everything to get you up to speed, and then that you can cover everything that goes into really advanced capabilities down to, you know, hey, here's do a 30-hit combo, rife with manuals and resets and kind of everything else that we've got in the game. And so hopefully people will find it a lot of fun, and of course that's all part of what you get for free. So everyone will be able to kind of practice and learn the game, you know, without spending a dime. So if you're not really that heavily into fighting games, you can still get in and play and check it out and kind of learn something about fighting games that you can apply not only to KI but to every fighting game. Because we want more people playing fighting games because they're awesome. People need to play them. You've been practicing your Glacius, haven't you?
A little. The idea is that we want to teach players not just to play Killer Instinct. You know, a lot of fighting games will, you know, do a pretty decent job of teaching you the vernacular of the particular game that you're playing, and some techniques and maybe some high-level strategy for each character. But we want to teach you that for Killer Instinct. There's a lot of really interesting and unique things about KI that make it different. But we also want to teach you, you know, how to get a little bit better just at fighting games in general. You know, general strategy, general tactics. You know, things that you'll encounter from real players playing the game. You know, just kind of classic, you know, strategies. You know, like Adam was talking about, like cross-ups, knowing frame advantage, knowing, you know, when your opponent is open for an attack, you know, in the middle of the string, what techniques to use in that situation that are unique to KI. But again, you know, just like good fighting game tactics in general. That's super important, especially to get people who, you know, want to get into fighting games, but you know, maybe are a little bit intimidated by them. They are complex, you know. And that's kind of what makes them interesting. You know, you can get really deep into a character. Get really deep into strategy. You know, we want players to get to that. And what Adam talks about a lot is the chess game. We want to get players to the chess game.
I mean, like,
as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's been our goal with KI the whole time. Has been, you know, I'm a huge fan of pretty much all the fighting game series. God, I hate to talk competitors, but man, Ark's little teaser trailer on their new P4A, I was like, oh, I want this. And of course, you know, the new Guilty Gear looks absolutely stellar.
We have some questions on what joysticks you guys are using.
Currently, we are using these kind of modded Frankenstein joysticks that were built for us with the new hardware inside from the X1. So they're using a case from an old joystick. I think this is a Mad Catz. It's a tournament edition fight stick on the outside, but all the guts inside have been reworked in order to kind of support all the stuff on X1. And there's some features. Well, why did we change joystick? There's some features that are in the new spec that I can't talk about yet. That are really cool, and they do some really awesome things that we're going to light up. No, we can't talk about it right now. It's going to be something post-launch.
The guys will come out of the ceiling.
No, and not just the guys from our end, but everywhere, all the other partners that we have over the fight stick stuff. But there are some really great things we have involved with the fight stick, and neat ways that you can personalize it that we will go into once we get a little further into